Amateur astronomers are needed to help space agencies save Earth from asteroid impacts. A professor of physics reminds us. Let's remember that the beginning of August, an amateur astronomer in Crimea, a young man who built his own telescope, by the way, and aimed it towards the sun, observing the sky around the sun, found the interstellar comet Borisov coming in towards us. That's the second interstellar comet coming in 2 years, and it was found by an amateur astronomer. The space agencies came out explaining that there was no way that they could point their huge telescopes that low towards the horizon where Borisov found the interstellar comet, because the big telescopes can't dip that far down. Now, there are only two ways humanity can escape collision with an asteroid: by striking the celestial body with nuclear weapons, or by changing its trajectory somehow, sending a probe that would fly along it. The first measure considered only as a nuclear option, and pun intended, the second one has been calculated only on paper. Now, we know that recently the OSIRIS-REx has gone to Bennu to take and retrieve a piece of that asteroid Bennu, to bring it back to Earth, because it is considered a potentially hazardous asteroid. Could not land on it because it was so jagged and craggy that the robotic sampler could not land on Bennu. So that is a scrapped mission. There's no way they can get any samples from Bennu to figure out how they can stop it, mitigate it. Can you imagine? OSIRIS-REx got there, flying at it, huge speeds, got there and couldn't land to take a sample. So they have no way of knowing what it's made of, in order to somehow try and nudge it away from its trajectory, away from potential impact or flyby too close to Earth. Now, Alan Fitzsimmons, professor of mathematics and physics at Queen's University, Belfast, called on amateur astronomers to help space agencies save our planet. We know that NASA has done this many times recently. They don't have enough staff, they don't have enough paid employees, and obviously the amateur astronomers would be helping them voluntarily, and they get paid absolutely nothing. They have so many images to go through that the AI can't figure out what it's looking at. Whereas amateur astronomers who have been helping view these images have actually found celestial objects that would not have been found by the AI. So they have been helpful in that. So amateur astronomers also looking at the skies, and even people voluntarily looking at images, are needed. Now, asteroids that might cause destruction whizzing past our Earth on, of course, a regular basis. Space agencies calling them near-Earth objects. They're asteroids, meteors, comets, whose orbits cross our planet's path, and which are above about 400 feet across. The smaller ones they can't catch. They're too small. But the ones that are big and they can cause great distress on our planet, they're trying to catch. And they're called potentially hazardous objects. Most of them are detected beforehand, although most of them are just a few hours beforehand. 2 days perhaps. What can you do in 2 days? If you do find one coming careening in, I mean, that's not feasible perhaps. But most of them are detected in advance, but sometimes scientists fail to spot them. And Professor Fitzsimmons said that a huge asteroid will hit our planet, and has called on the public to help NASA and ESA. We know ESA is the European Space Agency's future missions in learning how to change the trajectories of these celestial bodies to prevent collision with Earth. He says, we will get a serious asteroid impact sometime. It may not be in our lifetime, but Mother Nature controls when that will happen. We will need to do something about it, and we'll need to move that asteroid so it misses us and does not hit us. Right. So that's obviously the goal. HART and HERA missions, NASA and ESA are planning to launch space missions that will assess humanity's chances of avoiding catastrophic rendezvous with celestial objects, similar to the one that happened 66 million years ago that wiped out the dinosaurs off the face of the Earth. That's the Yucatan Peninsula asteroid impact. And we've had many more since then. Now, we've had, just in passing, we've had 120 confirmed impact sites worldwide. I'm sure there's a lot more than that, but anyway. So NASA's Double Asteroid Redirect Test, DART for short, is expected to launch in 2021, and that is expected to crash into a twin asteroid called Didymos. Didymos is like the main asteroid is like a mountain, and then this little twin going around this little moon is like the size of a pyramid. Didymos means twin in Greek. And we know that they've told us that asteroids seldom come in on their own. They come in groups or in binaries. So the size, the twin, is the size of pyramid at Giza, which was categorized potentially hazardous. Actually, it's two together, mountain and the Giza pyramid size. This little moon going around it. Scientists forecast that it would come close to our planet in 2123. So NASA's DART mission would crash into the asteroid's smaller twin, the Didymoon, that's the one that's the size of the pyramid, and the impact from the collision hopefully would cause it to change its orbit. So they're using it as a test as to how they can mitigate asteroids. So that is when ESA's HERA mission will take over. HERA is expected to be launched in 2024, and it will conduct studies to find out whether the idea of changing an asteroid's trajectory can be used as an Earth defense method against objects that could pose danger of impact to our planet. And so how can amateur astronauts help with all this? How can they be the heroes of the day? While flying to Didymos HERA, the ESA mission will pass one or more celestial bodies, asteroids, comets, whatever it will pass, that the mission could study. And scientists identify several potential targets, but they need more observations concerning the object's orbits and their properties to be able to choose one of these. Studying the bodies, they say, Professor Fitzsimmons says, could give clues to the characteristics in advance of HERA's launch, which will be, of course, October 2024. Professor Fitzsimmons says asteroid research is one area of astronomy where amateur observers continue to make an essential contribution. There are many out there, both in Ireland, the UK, Europe, and even around the world, who regularly track asteroids. We're talking about the many out there being the amateur astronomers, who regularly track asteroids and even measure how their brightness changes with time. That's particularly what we are looking for, these advanced amateurs. So whoever wants to help, please get in touch with NASA and ESA. They're looking for people, even though you're not an amateur. If you have time, they send you the images, and of course they'll tell you what you need to do. And you just have some nice background music, a nice hot cup of coffee, or Irish coffee, and you can go to it. And there are people that have actually found celestial bodies coming towards us. These amateur, they're not even amateur, they're just volunteers looking at images. You don't have to be an amateur astronomer. Of course, those who have their own telescopes and look at the skies, that's something else as well. So even though you have time, even though you're not an astronomer, NASA has definitely many a time asked for people to volunteer to look at the images. And they need a lot of people. They have so many images, they don't have enough people looking at them. This is an image of the plot of the asteroids, the celestial bodies already known to be around Earth. And there's a lot more that they have not found yet. If you'd like to join me on my Patreon account, you will hear content not covered by mainstream media. These riveting stories will be based on my research, and I will state my opinions and give my personal insight on diverse and controversial subjects and world events not covered by mainstream media, and not supported by YouTube guidelines. So whatever I have on my Patreon, most of those will not be on my YouTube channel. Please consider becoming a member today. More of the most significant and important videos will be on my Patreon channel. Your support helps me to continue my research and keeps this YouTube channel alive. And we depend on your support, your generous charity, because we help economically challenged families here in Athens, Greece, in Kapota, and we also help the young generation with university tuition and the community around our church. Thank you.